Hey everybody, welcome to NOIR Central Station, and today we're going to be talking about 1947's monogram picture, High Tide. As I said, this was from 1947, the same year as the previous film we've talked about, The Guilty, and it actually reunites the same director, the same producer, and the same star, Don Castle. The producer was Jack Rather, and John Reinhardt was the director. So, like I said in the previous film, these two films in particular were made by people who knew the art of filmmaking, and they did it with less money, and they were able to take something that was very low budget and kind of gritty and rough around the edges and make something really special by having a good script. And this script was written by Robert Presnell Sr., and it is based on Inside Job by Raoul Whitfield. So this is a little bit different than The Guilty, whereas it's not really about a murder in that way, like somebody actually being, I guess there's really no difference, but instead of being about men on a studio backlot kind of style, living in an apartment, this is actually more about a newsman and his private investigator bodyguard and their fight against organized crime. You have the editor of the newspaper who's involved in, not in the organized crime, but he's involved with our characters as well. But like that film that opens with, you kind of realize that the first film is actually more of a bookend. It's kind of, what do they call it? Where the movie starts, where it's going to end. It goes in a circle. We got people like Christopher Nolan that do it these days. Like Inception comes to mind. It also happens in this film. So basically it starts out with two men. One is a newspaper man played by Lee Tracy, who I'll get to in a little bit. And the other one is the private investigator, former newspaper man, who is now his bodyguard. It opens with them, what seems to be a car crash that has happened. And they are on the beach and they are pinned under the car. Seems that they're both on their last leg, and the tide is beginning to rise, and Don Castle's character starts to recount what happened to lead them to that position, and so it flashes back, even though both characters know what led them to that. They have to give exposition for us as the viewer. So, flashes back. Don Castle gets a letter asking to come back, and he needs to help them out with something, on the newspaper. And Lee Tracy is afraid that because of all the press that he keeps giving this organized crime leader, this gangster, that he needs somebody to protect him. And so he brings in Don Castle to help protect them. Lee Tracy is known for being like one of those fast talker guys from the 30s that kind of like really hit a home run in playing fast talking newspapermen. Unfortunately, he got heavily involved with drinking in his own personal life, and there was a few circumstances that led to him not being blacklisted, but kind of people were afraid to work with him. And so this was kind of like a return to form for him, even though after this he would not do another film for 17 years. And that was in 1964's The Best Man, where he played the President of the United States in a brief role. But this was, him playing the fast-talking newspaper man. Big inspiration to me. Eddie Moeller on TCM's NOIR Alley said that Lee Tracy can give like an entire speech within the same amount of time that Don Castle could say hi. And it just shows the difference in their acting styles. And so also in this film is Regis Toomey from The Guilty and tons of other movies. And I talked about how he is such a phenomenal character actor. In this film, he also plays a investigator, a detective. And he also, you kind of question his motives with everything, and you don't really know what he knows, but you know he knows something about what is going on. I am purposely being vague in terms of certain things that happen in this film because some of these really just benefit on not knowing anything. A lot of these monogram pictures and a lot of these noirs really benefit from having great writing, even if they don't have great production values. Great writing that just throw you for a loop with their twists and turns. And I don't even want to give you any hints about what happens. So, but I do know that this is one I really wanted you guys to see. I forgot to do it in the last video, so hopefully I'll change it in that video. But I will leave a link down below to this film, which is also on YouTube. A couple people have uploaded it. Or you could buy this wonderful Flicker Alley Blu-ray that has the restoration funded by the Film Noir Foundation, restored by UCLA Television and Film Archive. It's brilliant. Now, my personal favorite of the two in this set is The Guilty, but High Tide is also phenomenal for being something that is very low budget, but really is such a good film because of its story. Now, when I say that, I don't mean like it's like the Citizen Kane of stories, or it's not some epic, grandiose thing, but it's just a darn good story, entertaining. It's also another 72-minute film that was meant to be on the back end of a double bill, so it is short, it gets to the point. This also has great cinematography by Henry Sharp. I'm pretty sure he is the same cinematographer from... Yep, he is the same cinematographer from The Guilty, so he definitely knows how to work a camera. And so he takes... he does what he can with what he has, and it looks brilliant, especially this new restored print. Now, I just realized that there's a colorized print out there, which I am so against colorization for movies. I think that would ruin so much about some of these film noirs about colorization. And plus, it's not what they wanted. They didn't film it like that. That's not how it was supposed to look. So, I highly recommend it. So thank you guys so much. Hopefully I've interested you in this movie, and let me know what you think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.